The eastern bluebird belongs to the thrush family. Thrushes have short bills, relatively long legs, and flute-like songs. The bluebird is a gentle, serene bird that has become one of my favorites. I became interested in bluebirds about 11 or 12 years ago when I learned that by the early 1900s, the bluebird population had been thoroughly decimated by European house sparrows and starlings that had been introduced into the U.S. by the mid-1800s. Bluebirds, like sparrows and starlings, require a cavity to nest in. Almost any cavity will do, as you can see on this list. My neighbor's mailbox is an example. When he discovered birds were nesting in his mailbox, he left it for the birds and put up a second for his mail. One year, a bluebird pair occupied it, as you can see from these photographs. One of the first things I learned is that bluebirds have enemies. The first way to help them is to provide a nesting box with ample room and an entrance hole large enough for bluebirds, but too small for starlings. This is my first bluebird house, which my wife bought me for my birthday about 11 years ago. Since then, I have been building my own. 3 years ago, I placed a bluebird box very close to our sunroom, and to my delight, a bluebird pair moved in almost immediately. This provided an excellent opportunity for close observation and photography. Late April and early May is the time that bluebirds build their nests. When the nest is completed, the female usually lays 3 to 5 medium blue eggs and then incubates them for 12 to 14 days. After the eggs hatch, the feeding challenge begins, and both parents help to feed the young. They provide all kinds of insects, caterpillars, worms, and berries. Here are some caterpillars I have seen them provide. Here we have an earthworm caterpillar combo. Sometimes it is a praying mantis. And then there are the spiders. As for berries, the Japanese hollyberries make excellent dessert. I don't know if you have ever thought about how the birds keep their nests clean while the young are growing. The young defecate frequently, and when they do, it emerges in a sac which the parent periodically removes from the nest. The result is that the nests remain remarkably clean. The bird you see sitting on top of the bluebird house is a female house finch. For some reason, while the bluebirds are feeding their young, the house finches enjoy paying a visit. The bird you hear singing in the background is the house finch. Bluebirds, like most other birds, are programmed to protect their nest. This can sometimes result in strange behavior. If their nest is close to the house, the male may spend a considerable amount of time and energy attacking his reflection in the house windows. Hey, you have got to do what you are programmed to do. Sometimes it is necessary for the male bluebird to protect his territory, and this can get pretty intense. And sometimes the male bluebird gets so doggone happy about life that he has to stop feeding his young and sing for his family, as this one is doing. In conclusion, where do our bluebirds go in the winter? My observation has been that they usually remain here in this area as long as they can find sufficient food. For those who feed birds during the winter, they may find bluebirds coming to their feeders, especially if suet is provided. This winter, during one of our later snowfalls, a small flock of bluebirds showed up at our feeders and gave me an opportunity to photograph them. I also captured a short video of a bluebird pair being rather affectionate. I have entitled it The Bluebird Snuggle. The background music includes the bluebird's song. This last slide is one of my favorite bluebird photos.